Dear children, in the previous video I had explained you about the respiration, the general process of respiration. What is that process? Process of obtaining energy with the help of food, that is called the respiration. And what happens in the respiration? The oxidation of food happens and the energy is released. So here you can see the equation of the respiration, the food plus oxygen and then carbon dioxide, water, and the energy is released, that is in the form of ATP, adenosine triphosphate. Now we will study about the types of the respiration, whether the oxygen is used during the respiration by the cell or not. Depending on these two situations, the respiration are of two kinds. So children, aerobic respiration and anaerobic respiration. Aerobic respiration, it says about the presence of oxygen. That means oxygen will be present, okay, and the respiration will take place. Whereas anaerobic, the oxygen will be absent or there will be very less amount of oxygen present around. Okay, so when there is aerobic respiration, there will be the complete oxidation of the food, okay, and this one will happen in mitochondria. Okay, as you all know that a mitochondria is the powerhouse of the cell. So there inside the mitochondria, the aerobic respiration will take place. And what will happen in that? The glucose is there. In the presence of oxygen, that will give out carbon dioxide, water, that is H2O, and energy. Okay, so this one will be in the presence of oxygen. Whereas when you see the anaerobic respiration, here you can see that it will be, first thing, it will happen in the cytoplasm of the cell. Cytoplasm, that is the liquid of the cell, okay, and this one will happen in the absence of oxygen. So it will be the incomplete oxidation, okay, incomplete oxidation. Whereas here it will be the complete oxidation, and here there will be incomplete. So what will be the result of incomplete oxidation? Obviously the glucose is there, but when there will be the absence of oxygen, that time the ethyl alcohol will be produced. Okay, ethyl alcohol will be produced, along with that carbon dioxide, and energy will be also produced. But the amount of this energy will be more in aerobic respiration, whereas it will be very less in case of anaerobic respiration. As you all know that complete oxidation, just because of the presence of good amount of oxygen is there, so the energy will be also in good amount, 38 ATP, whereas here you can see that it will be in very less amount. Very less means very less, and it will be around 2 ATP. So here it will be 19 times more in aerobic respiration. The amount of energy in aerobic respiration will be 19 times more than the anaerobic respiration, because here you can see only 2 ATP is released, whereas in aerobic 38 ATP molecules will be there. And the animals and plants which are dependent on aerobic respiration, they are known as aerobes, whereas those who are dependent on anaerobic respiration, they are known as anaerobes. Okay, but here most of the animals or the multicellular animals and the plants are dependent on the aerobic respiration. They do the aerobic respiration, whereas single cell organisms, few single cell organisms, some bacteria, and there are some more yeast that and parasitic flatworms, they do the anaerobic respiration. That means they can survive well in the absence of oxygen, and they are known as the anaerobes. Apart from the unicellular organism or the bacteria, yeast, and the parasitic flatworms, apart from that, anaerobic respiration also takes place in the muscles. Okay, muscles. When we do vigorous exercise, okay, when we do vigorous exercises, then what will happen, or the muscular activities, or we are doing running or any heavy exercise where the more energy is needed. So what happens then, the oxygen will be very less reaching to the muscles. So in that case, what will happen? The muscles will start doing anaerobic respiration. That means the cells which are present in the muscles, they will start doing anaerobic respiration. And due to the result of this anaerobic respiration, the glucose will be incompletely oxidized because there will be very less amount of oxygen present. And what they will produce? They will produce lactic acid, and the energy will be also released, but that will be also less. So this lactic acid will get collected in between the muscles, and then they will start affecting the blood circulation. Okay, and in that result we will have the muscle cramps. Okay, muscle cramps. And when we will take hot bath or massage with the lukewarm oil, then this muscle cramps will be gone, because the cells will again start doing the aerobic respiration. So here is the difference between the aerobic respiration and anaerobic respiration. What is that? Aerobic respiration occurs in the presence of oxygen, and anaerobic respiration occurs in the absence of oxygen. This, okay. Then glucose is completely oxidized. This glucose is completely oxidized, and here you can see there will be the incomplete oxidation. Anaerobic will have the incomplete oxidation. Carbon dioxide and water are the end products here, whereas here the ethyl alcohol in plants and lactic acid in the animals. Okay, that is the formation of incomplete oxidation or the aerobic respiration. Here more energy is produced, and here less energy. Aerobic will have the more energy, 38 ATP, and here you can see that 2 ATP only. And here it occurs most of the plants and animals, and here only the few organisms just like yeast and some bacteria and the parasitic flatworms. And here you can see it happens in the mitochondria, whereas here aerobic and anaerobic respiration happens in the cytoplasm. Now here in detail we will study about the aerobic respiration, because most of the animals and the plants do aerobic respiration. So here two steps are there involved in the aerobic respiration. The first one is breathing. And second is cellular respiration. Okay, breathing is also known as the external respiration, and the cellular is also known as internal respiration. Now this breathing process or the external respiration involve two processes. One is inhalation and another is exhalation. Okay, inhalation and exhalation, that means breathing in and breathing out. Okay, so what is being breathed in? That is the air is breathed in, and the breathing out will be the removal of carbon dioxide from the lungs. Okay, so that is what inhalation and exhalation process. So breathing requires inhalation and exhalation process, in which breathing in and breathing out the air from the lungs will be there. Okay, apart from that, the animals are having the transport system, that is the blood will circulate, blood will take the oxygen and the carbon dioxide, and there will be the exchange of respiratory gases between the air and the cells, okay, inside the lungs. Okay, now the next one is the cellular respiration, or also known as the internal respiration. So basically this one is a biochemical process. Biochemical process, because in the presence of oxygen, glucose is oxidized into water and carbon dioxide, and energy is released, as I have told you in the aerobic respiration. Okay, this aerobic respiration basically this. So this oxygen, how it reaches to the cell for the oxidation with the help of the breathing or the external respiration. When external respiration or breathing will be there, then only the internal respiration can take place. Okay, so this is the cellular respiration. The cells will take the oxygen, and how the oxygen is reaching? Because of the breathing. Through breathing, the oxygen is coming inside the body and then getting mixed with the blood, and then it will get carried to different cells, and there the cell will oxidize the food and release the energy. And this energy is stored in an energy rich compound called the adenosine triphosphate. So this is the cellular respiration. And in 6th standard already you have studied about the respiratory system of your body. Now, what are the differences between the cellular respiration and the breathing? Breathing is known as the mechanical process, because here the lungs and the body parts are involved in that. Okay, so it is that exhalation and inhalation process is there. During the inhalation, the lung swells and bulges, and then exhalation, then it relaxes. Okay, so this is a mechanical process, whereas cellular respiration is a biochemical process, because the cells are involved in that, and some chemicals are also released to do the action of the respiration, to do so many reactions of the respiration, and then at the end they will get the energy in the form of ATP, adenosine triphosphate. What else is different in between the breathing and cellular respiration? In breathing, it involves exchange of respiratory gases. That means the oxygen and the carbon dioxide will get exchanged with each other. Okay, so it is what between the atmosphere and the organism. So there will be the exchange of gases. Okay, here cellular respiration, that it is the oxidation of glucose and the production of carbon dioxide and water inside the cell. Here you can see that will be the inside the cell, the carbon dioxide and water will be produced. The next is what? It takes place by simple diffusion. That means this oxygen and carbon dioxide, only the molecules will get diffused in between. Okay, whereas the cellular respiration will take place by the action of enzymes. Okay, enzymes are there and they will increase the rate of reaction. Okay, help in the reaction. And then the breathing, no energy is released during breathing. Okay, here energy will be consumed, not released. In cellular respiration, energy will be released, but breathing requires energy. Okay, and this one, it releases energy. Breathing requires energy. Okay, you have noticed when you are running, you are breathing faster, and that's why you need lots of energy, and that energy is utilized in breathing. Okay, whereas cellular respiration, this one will release energy. Okay, so these are the differences. What are the differences? First thing, breathing is a mechanical process, whereas cellular respiration is a biochemical process. Here the exchange of gases will be there. Oxygen and carbon dioxide will be exchanged between the atmosphere and the organism. Whereas in cellular respiration, there will be the carbon dioxide and water will be produced inside the cell. And here, due to the simple diffusion process will be there to move the oxygen molecules or the carbon molecules inside and outside. Here you can see that here the help of the enzymes are required. Okay, enzymes help and do the process of cellular respiration. And the last one, breathing requires lots of energy, whereas cellular respiration releases lots of energy.